Welcome to the Away Yet Close podcast. Meet your host, Lamia
and Mandy, expats like you, here to guide you through the food and body image challenges you might encounter as you settle into a new country.
Get ready to explore, eat, empower, no matter where you are in the world. Ready to dive in? Let's get started.
Welcome to the podcast Away Yet Close. Today we're diving into a topic that is especially relevant as the summer approaches. On our last episode, we explored the pressure of achieving a summer body, and today we will talk about the myths and misconceptions surrounding this concept. We will also discuss how these myths can be even more challenging for expats, because we face unique pressures and circumstances living away from our home country.
Yeah, that's right, Mandy. To start, let's revisit what we mean by summer body. It's the idea that our bodies need to look certain way to be acceptable in a summer attire, like in a swimsuit or shorts or dresses. This concept is deeply rooted in the media and advertising, where we are bombarded all the time with images of slim, toned bodies as the ideal of summer look. And these messages create a narrow and unrealistic standards of beauty that many people feel pressured to meet. For more on this, you can also listen to our last episode that we talked about it more in depth.
Yeah, and when we talk about body image, we are referring to the perception and attitude that we have towards our own body, including what we think, how we feel, and the beliefs about our physical appearance. So it's not only about how we see ourselves in the mirror, but it's the internal dialogue and emotional responses to our body. And this body image can be positive or negative.
Yeah, exactly. So positive body image involves that we are accepting and appreciating our bodies for its functionalities and uniqueness, and rather than adhering to some external standards, societal standards, or ideal of beauty. It's fostering a compassionate and respectful relationship with our body and recognizing that it's worthy, it's capable, beyond any other kind of external acceptance.
Yeah, and on the other hand, a negative body image refers to a distorted perception of our physical appearance. And this is often characterized by dissatisfaction, self-consciousness, and negative feelings towards our own body. And the pressure to have a summer body can contribute to a negative body image.
Yeah, exactly. These pressures are often driven by some myths surrounding the summer body, how it should look like. These myths actually creates an unrealistic and narrow standards of beauty, leading that individuals would feel inadequate and pressured to conform. By deconstructing this, we aim to promote a healthier, more inclusive understanding of the body image, one that fosters self-acceptance and well-being.
Yeah, so let's debunk some of these common myths that surround the summer body.
Yeah, so we can start with myth one, which is about a summer body means that we need to be thin. This notion of that a summer body equates being thin is misleading. So health and fitness comes in all shapes and sizes. And for example, health at every size framework emphasizes that the well-being is more important than weight loss. And research shows by focusing on balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and mental health leads to a better outcome than striving on a specific weight.
Yeah, and the myth number 2 is that you need to diet and exercise excessively to get a summer body. And this cannot be farther from the truth, because extreme dieting and over exercising is very harmful and is unsustainable. And intuitive eating is an approach that encourages listening to our body's hunger and fullness cues, and this promotes a healthy relationship with food. So, enjoyable physical activities like walking, dancing, or yoga can be beneficial without being excessive.
Yeah, that's right. And there are more myths like tan is a part of having summer body. So tanning poses significant health risks, including skin cancers and premature aging. Prioritizing skin health through sunscreen and hydration is crucial.
Yeah, the myth number 4 is that only young people can have a summer body. And the idea that only young people can achieve a desirable body only perpetuates ageism, and health and fitness can be reached at any age and at any stage of your life.
Yeah. And maybe let's share a last myth, so not to keep the list very long. So the last one is about achieving a summer body will solve all your problems. So believing that if we have a certain body type, it will solve all the personal issues that we have, and this is a misconception. Self-acceptance and addressing emotional and psychological health leads to more fulfilling life, actually.
And now we talk about them and we are trying to tell some facts and realities about them. But how do expats go through these myths? So for expats, there is a pressure to conform to certain body standards that can be amplified by cultural expectations of their host countries. So moving to a new country often involves also adapting to different beauty ideals. And this can heighten or increase the feelings of inadequacy, and this can contribute to our negative body image.
Yeah, exactly. And even as expats, we know this, and we can face the challenge of adapting to a new place with different climates, transportation means, and food, which actually can bring changes to our body. And during summer, this stress can be actually highlighted. So as expats moving to sunnier or less sunny climates may feel pressure to fit in with the local summer beauty standards, or even it poses some health risks on our health.
Yeah, and that myth that the summer body must be thin can be particularly damaging in regions where the climate encourages more revealing clothing, increasing self-consciousness and critical thoughts about one's bodies. And different cultures have different attitudes toward aging, and especially during the summer months when there is more body exposure, this is very common. So expats can also experience pressures to look a certain age depending on the local cultural norms.
Yeah, and as expats, we can also experience some isolation in our new environment, which can highlight the impact of the social comparison. So, for example, seeing locals who naturally fit the summer body ideal can intensify our feelings of inadequacy and pressure to achieve similar body type. The desire to fit and to be accepted in a new community may lead the expats to adopt local beauty standards, even if these standards are unrealistic or unhealthy.
Yeah, and this belief that conforming to local beauty norms will facilitate our social integration and friendship can just perpetuate our negative body image, and it doesn't necessarily lead us to integrate easier. So this focus on achieving this summer body can actually distract us from addressing the deep emotional or psychological issues that can be happening during our transition to a new country, especially in the summer.
Yeah, and like maybe you can share with us some examples from or we can share with our listeners some personal experience that we noticed as expats, and maybe they can relate to that. So maybe can you share with us one of the examples you met as an expat?
Yeah, sure. Well, my first summer experience as an expat was in Germany when I was 17 years old. I was doing an exchange in a German high school, and I was living in a very small town in Germany. And in the summer, there was a public pool that was just like 15 minutes walking from the school, so it was very close. And the students just go there after classes. So during these days, the girls will come dressed to the school with a bikini under their shirts. It was kind of like the fashion at that moment. And I felt a lot of pressure because I didn't feel like I had a summer bikini body. I didn't feel confident enough at that age, especially. And I did start to feel a pressure to maybe diet or exercise more so that I could have the bikini summer body, even if it was only to wear the top bikini part under a shirt, because I was not going every day after school to the pool as many of the students. But this is one example of how I did feel this pressure.
Yeah, that's very interesting at the age of 17, having this kind of pressure and this kind of things around the body image and the expectations of wearing a bikini. Yeah, I also can share an example from my early 20s when I started in the Netherlands, and I was living in a campus full of students, and then seeing suddenly whenever there is a sunny day, all the students, especially girls, are in their bikinis and sitting everywhere in whatever it's green area. And the expectation is, okay, I already have a summer body, I am wearing my bikini, and I get tanned because there is sun, which is a bit different from the expectations in Tunisia, for example. For us, when it's a sunny day, it's rather a day to stay home, to avoid sunburn, and to not just immediately run to the sun and wearing less clothing. So for me, it was more like a bit to adjust. I didn't have really big body image issues in that moment, like when seeing them, but kind of feeling pressured. Do I also have to do the same? Am I also expected to suddenly run to the sun in my bikini, already ready whenever it's a sunny day? So these kind of small examples can make a big difference on the mental well-being of the expats moving from one country to another country with different expectations about summer and what to wear and how to use the summer to be tanned or not.
Yes, for sure. So now, after talking about these myths and sharing our own personal stories as expats, we want to talk about what can we do to navigate these challenges. What are some practical tips, especially as expats?
Yeah, so we need really to start thinking about building a network where we have some people that are like-minded, that we will be able to share our values with, and they can offer us support, or that we offer them support to navigate these new challenges, these new expectations from the society where we are now in.
Yeah, we can also take time to reflect and appreciate what our body allows us to do instead of just focusing on the appearance. This can include from daily tasks like going on a walk, enjoying the warmth of the summer activities in our skin, and this can also help us to treat our body with kindness and respect instead of in a aggressive way, just trying to change it all the time.
Yeah, that's a great one. And we can also try to enjoy and eat different varieties of food, especially like maybe summer treats or summer foods. Allow ourselves to savor these kind of new flavors that are available during this season, and that we don't judge ourselves about it or don't feel guilty about it.
And finally, we want to remind you that your worth is not defined by your appearance or by the societal beauty standards, and we can embrace a positive body image by focusing on health, on self-acceptance, and on our well-being. So remember, you are more than a body.
Yeah, and I actually can add another, like related to appreciating our body and like feeling comfortable. So also wearing comfortable clothes that makes us feel comfortable and confident, regardless of if it aligns with the summer body ideal. Just looking for comfort and confidence, that's what truly matters during summer season. And so that's like a lot of insight. I hope that our listeners can be inspired by this, can also now be able to detect what is helping and not helping when it comes to their body image, especially in summer. And yeah, that's it for our episode today. We hope that these insights are helpful and it can help you to navigate the pressure of the summer body, and that we can promote a healthier, more inclusive understanding of the body image. So thanks, Mandy, for today, and we hope to inspire our listeners.
Thank you too, and until next time. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Await Yet Close podcast.
Whether you are on the other side of the world or just navigating your own food and life journey, remember you're not alone.
If you enjoy what you heard, like, subscribe, and review us. See you next time.